Hey folks, let me ask you a question. When was the last time you actually looked at your spare change? I mean, really looked. That little pile of coins in your car's cup holder or jingling in your jeans might be hiding something incredible. What if I told you there's a Kansas state quarter from 2005, yep, the one with the buffalo on the back, that's worth not 10 cents, not $10, but a jaw-dropping $1 million? Sounds like a bad joke, right? Like something your cousin Randy would tell you at a barbecue after one too many beers. But nope, it's real. In today's video, we're diving headfirst into the wild world of the 2005 Kansas quarter. We're going to explore what makes it so valuable, the kinds of rare errors to look for, how you can spot one in your own change, and even a little story about how I almost accidentally spent one at a gas station for a Snickers bar. Stick around, because if you're holding on to one of these coins, you might be sitting on a goldmine and not even know it. Alright, first things first. Let's talk about the Kansas quarter itself. It's part of the 50-state quarters program. You remember that, right? That series from the early 2000s where every state got their own quarter design. Kansas joined the party in 2005 with a simple but powerful design. On the front, like every other quarter, you've got reliable George Washington. But on the back, Kansas went with a buffalo and a sunflower. Bold choice. But that buffalo, that's where the magic happens. Because some of those quarters came out with a crazy minting error that's turned them into rare collector's items. Now here's where it gets juicy. Some 2005 Kansas quarters came out of the Philadelphia Mint with what collectors now call the "In God We Trust" error. You heard that right. The T in trust was weakly struck or missing completely. So instead of "In God We Trust," the coin reads "In God We Rust." I know, sounds like a bad horror movie tagline, but it's 100% legit. This error happened because of grease buildup on the coin die. When too much gunk builds up in the press machinery, details can get blocked, and the lettering can get messed up. That grease caused the T to disappear. And what we're left with is a hilarious and insanely valuable mistake. It's one of the most well-known error coins in the modern era. Now, not every Kansas quarter with the missing T is worth $1 million. Most go for a few hundred, maybe a few thousand if they're in perfect condition. So what gives? Why is one of them worth $1 million? It comes down to three big things: condition, rarity, and attention. There's one specific Kansas quarter graded MS69 by PCGS, meaning it's basically perfect, that also features a dramatic "In God We Rust" error. Add that to the fact that it's one of the earliest known errors from the original die, and boom, you've got a one-of-a-kind piece that collectors will fight tooth and nail for. And when collectors start fighting, prices go crazy. A private auction recently sold one of these babies for a mind-blowing $1 million. Let that sink in. A coin you could find in your pocket change ended up worth more than most houses. Okay, story time. So a few years ago, I'm on a road trip out west. I stop at this dusty little gas station in the middle of nowhere. I go to grab a soda and a candy bar, reach into my pocket, and hand the cashier a couple of quarters I'd scooped out of my glove box. The guy looks at one of them, squints, and says, "Hey, this one says, 'In God We Rust.'" That's funny. I didn't think anything of it. I laughed, grabbed my change, and hit the road. Later that night at the hotel, I remembered what he said. I dig through my jeans and, no joke, I can't find the coin. Gone. Either I spent it or dropped it somewhere between that gas station and mile marker 211.to this day. I wonder, was that the $1 million Kansas quarter? I mean, what are the odds? But hey, maybe the cashier's the one who got lucky that day. Section 5. How to spot one in your pocket. So now you're probably thinking, how do I find one? Great question. Pull out all your 2005 Kansas quarters, flip them over and check the motto above George Washington's head. Look for the missing or weak T in trust. If it reads "In God We Rust," bingo, check the front for a P mint mark, meaning it came from Philadelphia. If it looks promising, don't clean it. I repeat, don't polish it with toothpaste or rub it with your shirt. Get it graded. Use a trusted coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even if it's not the $1 million version, it could still bring in hundreds or even thousands of dollars. That's a pretty nice return on 25 cents. Why do people pay so much for error coins like this? It's all about human nature. We're drawn to things that are rare, different, and have a story. The Kansas "In God We Rust" coin isn't just a funny mint mistake. It's a snapshot of American history, a quirky glitch in the system, and a once-in-a-lifetime find. Collectors love stories. And this coin has a great one. It's like owning a misprinted baseball card or a rare misstrike baseball bat, just smaller and easier to lose in your couch cushions. And now, while the 2005 "In God We Rust" is the star of the show, don't sleep on other Kansas state quarters. Some have double dies. Others have off-center strikes or clipped planchets. There's even a known version with a partial collar strike where the edge is all funky and warped. Weird is good in the world of coin collecting. The weirder, the better. And weird equals valuable, sometimes very valuable. So let's recap. The 2005 Kansas state quarter might look like an ordinary coin, but under the right circumstances, it could be worth a staggering $1 million. That little typo, "In God We Rust," turned a common coin into a collector's dream. If you've got some old quarters lying around, now's the time to check them. Who knows, your next trip to the grocery store could be the start of $1 million discovery. And hey, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about other coins that could be worth a fortune, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I've got more coin tips, stories, and rare finds coming your way. Drop a like if you learned something today, share it with a friend who's always broke but lucky, and let me know in the comments if you've ever come across a weird coin. This is your friendly neighborhood coin guy signing off. Check your change, chase those dreams, and remember, in a world full of rust, trust your instincts and your quarters. Hey folks, ever flipped a coin and thought, just a quarter? Well, you might want to stop flicking your change across the room, because one of those quarters could be worth over $1 million. Yeah, you heard that right. Imagine finding a 1997 Washington quarter in your pocket, one with a story to tell and a market value of $1.1 million. That's not a typo. That's $1.1 million for a coin you might have used last week to pay for gas station coffee. So grab your coin jars, coffee cups, glove boxes, and couch cushions. We're diving deep into the hidden goldmine of the 1997 Washington quarter. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, why this specific coin is insanely valuable, and how you could cash in big if you're lucky enough to spot one. And stick around, because I'm gonna tell you how my grandpa nearly spent a quarter that could have bought him a lake house. True story of the Washington quarter's been around since 1932. Originally made to honor George Washington's 200th birthday, it stuck around way longer than planned, kinda like your neighbor who just popped in to borrow sugar 3 hours ago. Now fast forward to 1997. The U.S. Mint was wrapping up its run of standard Washington quarters before launching the 50-state quarters program in '99. That makes the 1997 a final year issue before a major design shift. It was struck in Denver, hence the little d on the coin under the motto, "In God We Trust." Most 1997 quarters are worth exactly what you'd expect, 25 cents. But there's one variation that collectors go absolutely nuts over. This particular coin had a perfect storm of rarity, mint error, condition, and historical relevance. We're talking about an ultra-rare version with a dramatic die error and struck on a transitional planchet, basically, a coin struck using the wrong metal or dies. One 1997 quarter was mistakenly struck on a 90% silver planchet, left over from a limited proof run. That's like someone tossing caviar into a bowl of instant noodles. That error made the coin a unicorn. Fewer than a handful exist, and collectors will pay big for even the possibility of finding one in perfect condition. Add a pristine MS-68 or higher grade to the mix, and boom, auction price explodes to $1.10 million. Look at the edge. If the coin has a silver edge with no copper band showing, it might have been struck on a silver planchet. Check for weight. A standard quarter weighs 5.67 grams. A silver planchet quarter will weigh closer to 6.25 grams. Inspect the mint mark. It'll have a clean D under, "In God We Trust." Examine the surface. No major scratches, dings, or smudges. Get that thing graded. PCGS and NGC are the top dogs in coin grading. A certified grade of MS-68 or higher is the golden ticket. If your coin checks all those boxes, you might want to hold off on spending it on vending machine snacks. It all comes down to rarity and condition. That particular 1997 quarter was sold at a high-end coin auction. It had everything collectors crave: perfect strike, historic error, and eye-popping luster. Combine that with fierce competition among elite collectors, and the price skyrocketed. Some collectors have waited decades to get their hands on this type of coin. That kind of demand drives bidding wars, and the value keeps climbing. So don't be surprised if that $1.1 million price tag jumps even higher in the next few years. Now, for a quick story that still makes my eye twitch, about 10 years ago, my grandpa was cleaning out his old tool shed. He found a dusty glass jar stuffed with quarters. You know the type, the jar where coins go to die. Anyway, I start helping him sort through them, and I spot a shiny 1997 D quarter with a smooth silver edge. My heart almost leapt out of my chest. We weighed it, 6.24 grams. My hands were shaking. I said, "Grandpa, don't you dare spend this." He laughed and said, "If it was worth anything, I would have heard about it back in '97. Long story short, we had it checked. Turns out, it wasn't the rare error. Just a beautifully preserved regular strike. Still worth more than face value, but not the jackpot. Never assume. Always check. And keep an eye on those jars. Start with your own change. You'd be amazed how many people still don't check their coins, hit up estate sales and garage sales. Older folks sometimes have hidden treasure they don't even realize. Coin roll hunting. Go to the bank, grab a few rolls of quarters, and dig through them. It's like modern day gold panning. Online marketplaces. Sites like eBay can be gold mines, but you have to know what you're looking at. If you find a promising coin, remember, never clean it. That can destroy the value. Just store it safely and get it graded. If you're new to this, welcome aboard. This hobby is more addictive than chips and salsa. Learn the lingo. Know what MS65, die break, and planchet mean. Always use gloves when handling rare coins. Store your coins in acid-free sleeves or holders. Connect with local collectors or join online forums. The community is amazing. Be patient. Treasure hunting takes time, but the payoff can be life-changing. Whether you're in it for the thrill, the history, or the money, collecting coins can be one of the most rewarding hobbies out there. The 1997 D Washington quarter is living proof that even something as ordinary as a coin in your pocket could be worth a fortune. With a current market value of $1.1 million, this little piece of metal has turned everyday folks into overnight millionaires. Start checking your change. Dig through your drawers. And if you find a 1997 D quarter that feels just a little too special, you might want to skip the vending machine and head straight to a coin expert. And hey, if you found this video helpful or just entertaining, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We've got more videos coming that'll show you how to spot hidden treasures, sell your coins for top dollar, and maybe, just maybe, help you live that wealthy lifestyle you've been dreaming of. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you're planning to start hunting after this. I read every single one and love hearing your stories. Hey there, treasure hunters and coin lovers. What if I told you that sitting in your pocket change, your junk drawer, or even that dusty jar on top of your fridge, could be a coin worth $1.2 million? I'm talking about a simple little quarter. Yeah. Just 25 cents. Now wait. Don't go flipping your couch cushions just yet. Let's talk about this rare little gem, the 2013 D. Perry's Victory and International Peace Memorial Quarter. That's a mouthful, huh? But I promise, by the time we're done, you'll be digging through every single coin you've ever owned hoping to find one of these beauties. We're not just talking about coins. We're talking about wealth. Freedom. And maybe, just maybe, turning spare change into a down payment on your dream life. So stick around because I've got stories, facts, laughs, and million-dollar coin knowledge coming your way. And hey, I'll even tell you how one old coin completely changed my view on pocket change forever. Back in 2013, the U.S. Mint released this coin as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. Each state, territory, and national park got their own design. Ohio got the Perry's Victory Quarter. It celebrates the War of 1812 naval battle, where Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry scored a major win. The design shows the statue of Perry and the memorial in the background, majestic, historical, and apparently worth a fortune in just the right condition. And that little D under the word Liberty? That's the Denver Mint mark. That's what makes it even more important. Without that D, you're not holding the one worth over $1 million. Now, the U.S. Mint made millions of these. So what makes one of them worth more than most houses? Let's get into the nitty-gritty. Not every 2013 D. Perry's Victory Quarter is worth millions. In fact, most of them? Still just 25 cents. But some, oh boy. Some were struck with what collectors call error patterns or flawless features that make them ultra rare. Some coins from this batch were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning they used the wrong type of metal. Others have double die obverse, where the details on the coin are slightly duplicated due to a misaligned die during production. Those are jackpot coins, and here's where it gets wild. One coin, found in almost mint-state condition with an off-metal error in full strike, was sold for $1.2 million at a private auction. It had no scratches, no smudges, no bag marks, just pure, pristine metal and historical perfection. They were just casually checking their change. Talk about luck. So here's what you want to look for if you're serious about checking your quarters too. Check the mint mark, must be a D.3, look closely at the image. If there's anything unusual, a doubling in the letters, an odd texture, missing parts, discoloration, or a thicker rim, that could be a sign of an error coin, and if it's in crisp, shiny condition, you've got something special. Now here's a tip. Use a magnifying glass or even the zoom on your phone to really inspect these babies. Because those subtle differences? That's where the money hides. And don't clean the coin. Ever. Cleaning a rare coin is like washing a vintage Picasso with Windex. You'll ruin it. A couple of years ago, I was helping my grandpa clean out his garage. We came across this old Folgers coffee can filled with pennies, nickels, and quarters. I almost tossed it, but something told me to hold on to it. That night, I got curious. I looked up a few coins. One of them, a 1955 penny, turned out to be worth $850. I nearly choked on my popcorn. That was my moment. I started researching, hunting, learning. I'd go to flea markets, garage sales, estate auctions, even thrift stores. Coins became my side hustle. Now, they're practically part of the family. And the Perry's Victory Quarter? That was my white whale. Still is. I found two that are close, but not the one. But you better believe I check every single one I come across. Other 2013 D quarter errors and values. Here's the kicker. Even if you don't find the $1 million one, there are plenty of 2013 D Perry's Victory quarters out there that sell for hundreds, even thousands. Some are worth $500, $800, or more based on die cracks, doubling, missing clad layers, and off-center strikes. One with a weak strike sold for nearly $2,500. And let's not forget proof errors, those shiny coins made just for collectors that sometimes get struck wrong and slip into circulation. You may not hit the $1 million jackpot, but you might still land a trip to Vegas or even cover your next car payment just by checking your spare change. First, take clear photos of the front and back under good lighting. Next, get a second opinion, a coin dealer, a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and grade it. That's how buyers know it's legit. Once it's graded, you can list it on auction sites like Heritage Auctions, eBay, or Great Collections. Or go the private collector route, where the biggest bucks usually come from. Either way, don't rush. Take your time and find the right buyer. And celebrate. Because you just turned a quarter into a fortune. So there you have it. One tiny coin. One little piece of metal from 2013 that could flip your whole financial story. The Perry's Victory Quarter might seem ordinary, but it holds the power to unlock real wealth. All you have to do is pay attention, stay curious, and check your change. Because let's be honest, no one ever got rich ignoring the little things. Go grab every coin jar, drawer, couch cushion, and laundry pile you've got. Look for that 2013 D quarter. And if you find something that even looks interesting, research it, ask questions, reach out to experts. Don't just throw change around like it's worthless. Because as we've seen, some of that change is worth a house. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe for more coin hunting tips, value guides, and success stories. I drop weekly videos that'll help you turn old money into new freedom. If you've got a coin story, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear how your pocket change might just make you a millionaire. Hey there folks, let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at the spare change jingling in your pocket? Most of us just toss it in the car's cup holder, or feed it to the vending machine for a soda that'll disappear in 2 gulps. But what if I told you that one of those little silver coins could actually be worth more than a brand new Lamborghini? Yeah. I'm talking about one specific quarter, the 1993 D Washington $quarter coin, and not just any one. One rare version of it is worth a jaw-dropping $1.3 million in today's market. That's not a typo. You heard me right. A coin you could have bought a gumball with in the 90s might now be your ticket to an early retirement. In this video, we're diving deep into what makes this 1993 D quarter so valuable, how to spot one, and how you could be the next lucky owner of $1 million slice of metal. Plus, I'll share a personal story about the time I almost spent a valuable coin at a gas station. Spoiler alert, it involved a hot dog and a whole lot of regret. So buckle up, grab the dusty coin jar, and stick around, because your fortune might just be hiding under your car seat. Let's rewind to the early 90s. The year is 1993. Bill Clinton just took office, Jurassic Park is scaring the pants off moviegoers, and Beanie Babies are about to take over the world. Meanwhile, at the Denver Mint, millions of Washington quarters were being struck like clockwork, and now, most of those coins were ordinary, worth 25 cents then, worth 25 cents now. But here's the twist, some of those coins came out not so ordinary. We're talking about ultra-rare minting errors and striking anomalies. The kind collectors dream about. One of these 1993 D quarters, with a combination of precise errors and immaculate condition, now carries a market value of over $1.3 million. Yep. This isn't a conspiracy or collector gossip. These are real-world auction results. Some of the coins had a double die reverse, where the images on the back appear doubled if you look close. Others had off-center strikes, where the design is shifted because the coin wasn't aligned properly when it was stamped. Even more valuable are those minted on the wrong metal planchet. Imagine a quarter struck on a nickel or even a foreign coin blank. Jackpot. And if all that's not enough, if you've got one in pristine, uncirculated, graded condition, especially one certified MS68 or higher, you've just hit the collectible coin lottery. So let's break this value down. First off, rarity. That's always the golden word in collecting. Only a tiny handful of these 1993 D quarters were minted with the rare features we mentioned, especially in high grade. Second, condition. The top dollar coins are nearly flawless. No scratches, no wear, sharp details, and a mirror-like shine. This means they were likely pulled from circulation the moment they were struck. Or, lucky for someone, they never even got into circulation at all. Collectors love the Washington series. It's iconic. It ran from 1932 until the start of the state quarter program in 1999. So high-end quarters from this era are incredibly desirable. If your coin has been authenticated and sold through a major auction house, and it has a verified history, boom, the value skyrockets. In fact, one of these bad boys sold for $1.3 million through a private auction just last year. That's more than a house in many parts of the country. Grab your magnifying glass, your best lighting, and maybe a pair of gloves, because here's your checklist. It must have the D mint mark under the motto, "In God We Trust," on the front of the coin. No D? It's not the Denver version. Look closely at the lettering on the back, especially United States of America and quarter dollar. If you see a doubled effect, that's a strong candidate. If part of the design is shifted or cut off, that's rare. The further off center, the more valuable. Use a precise digital scale. A standard quarter should weigh 5.67 grams. If your coin is lighter or heavier, it may have been struck on the wrong metal. Even if you have the right errors, the value drops big time if it's all scratched up. Coins that score high with PCGS or NGC, MS66, MS67, MS68 bring in the big bucks. Strong, crisp details. Deep shine. No wear on Washington's cheek or the eagle's feathers. And now listen, not every 1993 D is $1 million coin. But if you find the right one with one or more of these traits, you're sitting on a literal treasure. Back in 2012, I was driving through Utah on a family road trip. We stopped at a gas station in the middle of nowhere. I was starving. Grabbed a hot dog, some coffee, and threw down a few quarters to pay. Later that night, I was flipping through a coin guide in the hotel, because I'm that kind of nerd, and saw a picture that made my jaw hit the floor. A rare 1993 D quarter with the same exact markings I remembered from the coin I had used at the gas station. I literally drove back the next morning. The hot dog wrapper was still in the trash. But the coin? To this day, I believe I spent a coin worth well over $1 million for a gas station hot dog that gave me heartburn. So let my pain be your lesson. Always check your change before you spend it. Seriously. Cleaning it ruins the value. Even a soft cloth can scratch the surface. Confirm weight and check for doubling in errors. Send it to PCGS or NGC. Yes, there's a small fee, but if it comes back MS67 or higher, you're in the money. Don't sell to your cousin's friend who knows about coins. Use certified dealers or auction houses. $1 million coin is exciting. But do it right. Get it certified, get it valued, and then sell it smart. A little coin that most folks overlook, the 1993 D Washington quarter, could be worth a life-changing $1.3 million. There could still be a few of them floating out there in circulation, just waiting to be found. Maybe it's in your car, or your sock drawer, or that mason jar of laundry money on your dresser. So before you rush off to the gas station with your change, take a few extra seconds. Give those quarters a close look. You might be holding your ticket to financial freedom. If you found this video helpful, inspiring, or just mildly entertaining, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got more videos coming your way with tips, tricks, and stories about rare coins that can make you rich. Hey there, coin hunters, treasure seekers, and curious minds. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you actually looked at your spare change? Like really looked? Because hidden in those jingling pockets and dusty jars just might be a coin that could make you a millionaire. Now I know what you're thinking. Come on, it's just a quarter. But what if I told you that a 2001 Kentucky State quarter with a little P mint mark could be worth up to $1.4 million? That's right. One coin. 25 cents. Potentially more than $1 million. So before you dump that change into a vending machine for a soda, you might want to stick around. We're diving deep into the story behind the 2001 P Kentucky quarter. We'll talk history, value, minting errors, what makes it worth a fortune, and yeah, I've even got a personal story that'll make you look at laundry money a little differently. Buckle up and grab your magnifying glass. This is going to be one wild ride through horse country, American history, and serious cash. Let's set the stage. The year was 2001. The state quarters program was in full swing. This was a program started by the U.S. Mint in 1999 to honor each of the 50 states. Every few months, a new state quarter would come out with a unique reverse design. Kentucky was the 15th state to be featured, and their quarter dropped in 2001. Now, if you've ever looked at it, you probably remember the famous design. A thoroughbred horse, standing behind a wooden fence, with Federal Hill, also known as the My Old Kentucky Home Mansion, in the background. It's got all the charm of the bluegrass state. Horses, tradition, Southern pride. Beautiful, yes. But what made this particular coin, the one with the little P for Philadelphia, shoot up in value? The Philadelphia Mint produced over 370 million of these quarters. So obviously, not every 2001 P Kentucky quarter is worth $1 million. Most of them are still just worth 25 cents, but here's the twist: a small number of those quarters came out with rare and valuable minting errors. And it's those little quirks that collectors go absolutely crazy for. We're talking double dies, off-center strikes, die cracks, cuts, and even planchet errors. When one of these flaws gets caught in the minting process, it turns a common coin into a once-in-a-lifetime jackpot. Now, the most valuable Kentucky quarter ever sold was a 2001 P with a dramatic double die on both the obverse and reverse. The lettering looked like it was shadowed, almost like the words were printed twice. It was graded at MS68, which means mint state near perfection. That little coin ended up selling at auction for $1.4 million. Imagine finding that in your change after grabbing a burger. Now let me hit you with a little personal story. About 3 years ago, I was helping my dad clean out his garage. The man had jars of coins sitting on shelves that hadn't been touched since dial-up internet. We're talking quarters, nickels, pennies, dimes, the whole metallic rainbow. So I figured, why not have some fun? We sat at his old workbench, dumped a few jars, and started sorting. No gloves, just bare hands and curiosity. That's when I pulled out a 2001 Kentucky quarter. It looked ordinary at first. But I noticed something a little off. The word Kentucky had a slight blur, almost like it was vibrating. I took it to a local coin dealer. He pulled out his loupe, stared at it for a solid minute, then said, "Well, you've got a minor double die here. Not the $1 million one, but it's rare." It ended up selling for $375 on eBay. From a jar in my dad's garage. Not life-changing, but not bad for something we almost gave to the car wash guy. These coins are out there. And you don't need to be an expert to find them. Just a sharp eye and a little patience. Let's talk about what to look for if you want to strike gold, or in this case, silver-colored copper nickel. Make sure the coin has a P just above the date. That means it was made in Philadelphia. That's the version that's most often associated with valuable errors for this quarter. Look at the words Kentucky, e pluribus unum, and the horse's mane. If you see a slight shadow or duplicate lines, that's doubling. Could be worth thousands. Some error coins were struck off-center. If the design looks shifted or like part of it is missing, you may have an off-center strike. These are raised bumps or areas where the metal looks broken or weird. They happen when the dies that stamp the coins get damaged. Collectors love these. If your coin is beat up and scratched, it's probably not going to bring in big money. But if it looks shiny and clean, especially if it has a mint state look, get it graded. Now grading can be a game changer. A coin that's ungraded might go for $10. But that same coin, certified and graded by a service like PCGS or NGC, could bring in hundreds, even thousands more. Listed online. eBay, Etsy, or even coin collector forums. Take it to a coin show or dealer. But be smart. Do your homework so you don't get lowballed. Auction houses. If your coin is truly rare and you've had it graded, auction houses like Heritage or Stacksbowers can get serious buyers in the room. Don't clean your coin. I know it's tempting to make it look shiny and new, but collectors want them untouched. Clean coins can lose value fast. Now some of you might be thinking, I'll never find one of these, but that's exactly what people thought before they did. There was a man in Florida, just a regular guy, who found one of these in a parking lot. Sold it for 6 figures. Another woman found hers in a coin roll she picked up from the bank. It happens. And it can happen to you. The 2001 Kentucky State Quarter might just be sitting in your junk drawer. Most are just worth 25 cents. But a rare few are worth up to $1.4 million. And those rare ones? They're out there, waiting to be discovered. The key is knowing what to look for. Doubling. Off-center strikes. High grades. Mint errors. These are the things that turn spare change into real wealth. Check your quarters. Go through those coin jars. Ask your parents or grandparents if they've got an old coffee can of coins stashed away. You might just get lucky, and here's the deal: even if you don't find the $1 million one, the thrill of the hunt is something else. You learn history. You sharpen your eye. And hey, you might make a few $100 along the way. Before we go, if you enjoyed this video and want more tips on coins worth money, collecting strategies, and how to turn pocket change into profit, make sure to hit that subscribe button, tap the bell so you never miss a drop of knowledge that could make you rich. Leave a comment below if you've ever found a rare coin or if you've got a Kentucky quarter lying around. I'd love to hear your story.